Good morning and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today we've got a very special virtual job fair for some employers throughout Region 4. Very glad for your time this morning. I'm Bob Burge. I'm Chief Communications Officer with the Indiana Department of Workforce Development. I see several more are still logging on, so I got a couple housekeeping items I do want to go over. You're going to get lots of information today, and with that comes some questions. So if you do have questions on the right-hand side, you'll see the ability to send us those. We'll try to get to as many of those as we can today. Those that we don't get to, the employers will be able to follow up. So they also got your contact information, so you may be hearing from them as well. And also today's program is being recorded. So if you've registered for today's program, you'll be getting a recording is about this time tomorrow. So be looking at that. You can go back over, check your notes. You can also share it with others. So you will be getting a recording. A lot of times I'll get requests saying, hey, can I get a copy of the slides? But the answer to that is you will be getting a recording of the entire program today. So with that, I am going to introduce Roger Feldhaus. Roger is the Executive Director of our Region 4 Workforce Board. Roger, good morning, and really a special thanks to you and your team for putting this program together and all these opportunities that are going to really help the employers today. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning, and thank you, Bob. You did all the work, so you get the credit. On behalf of the Region 4 Workforce Board, I do want to welcome everybody to today's virtual job fair. The board serves a 12-county region that is home to many major businesses, including Subaru of Indiana Automotive and Fiat Chrysler Automobiles and Caterpillar, and Wabash National and General Electric, and then education institutions, Purdue and IU Kokomo and Ivy Tech. And our mission is twofold: to assist employers by connecting them to talented job seekers through events like today, and to be a key resource for employment, skill building, training, and career development for workers. And in short, we help people get jobs and we help jobs get people. So I hope you get what you need from today's presentations, and look forward to talking to you at the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Roger. And as we get started today, I'm going to do a couple polling questions. And so I know the employers like to know a little bit more about the folks that are on today. So you'll see the polling question that's up there. Just simply ask, are you currently employed? Yes or no answer. And either way is fine. The employers always tell us that. It just makes it a little different on their follow-up. So I want to hold it open for just a second or two, and I'm going to now close the poll, and then I'm going to share those results. So it looks like 50%. So 50% of the folks on today, that's really an even number, and so 50% are employed and 50% are not. So I am going to hide that question, and let's do one more. So this next one talks about industry. So which industry were you in either previously when you were working, or if you are working now? And you'll see the different options: logistics, manufacturing, healthcare, retail, restaurant, hospitality, and other. This is also another interesting result. Okay, and again, this is no good right or wrong answer as well. So let me close that out, and I'll share those results. Okay, so you can see about 40% are from the manufacturing industry, 20% of those on right now are from healthcare, and then 40% are in that area of others. So let's get started. You guys are here all about jobs. And first, I want to introduce from BRIGHTSTAR Care of Lafayette, Thaya Sterrett. Thaya is the recruiter for BRIGHTSTAR, and you can see on the screen there some of the other folks that you're going to be meeting today. And again, get your questions ready. And with that, let's bring up Thaya Sterrett from BRIGHTSTAR. So Thaya, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Remember to unmute.
Sorry. Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Sure, sure, sure. Thanks for your time. So, hey, Thais, tell us a little bit about BRIGHTSTAR, BRIGHTSTAR Care. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what folks on today need to know.
BrightStar Care, we are an in-home healthcare agency, and we also have a staffing side of it. Our core business is in-home healthcare, but we do also staff for facilities, schools, nurses, and one of my goals is for to get into a doctor's offices. But those are both of our businesses. We have a location here, and our owner has a location in Fort Wayne. Um, we've been established since 2010, and the owners are Steve Zeshka and Stephanie Zeshka. We have over 300 locations throughout the United States. So if you started here at Bright Star in Lafayette or Fort Wayne, and you move, you're able to transfer to another Bright Star location. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Again, our main business is in-home healthcare. That's how our business opened. The reason we were open is because the owners had a sick family member, and they didn't like the way that their family member was being taken care of. So they opened this business to provide services to other families, giving them the best care that
Sure,
they have. So.
sure. Okay, and I understand we're going to talk about it looks like three different positions today. So the first one looks like it's a clinical trial nurse. What can you tell us what the folks want to know about that?
Yeah, absolutely. The clinical trial nurse is something that we are proud of. This is our part in the COVID crisis. We are a part of a group that are sending nurses out to different locations. It is a travel position. You go to different locations to clients who were given a vaccine or such, and you're going to go out, and they go out, take the lab draws, do saliva tests and nasal swabs, flu shots, potential flu shots, and it could either be in the client's home or they may be at a clinic. We are actually very proud of being part of this. This is something that we are excited about because, I'm sure everyone is, we're tired of the COVID, and so we're
Yeah.
excited to be part of this to help try to find a cure for it. Oops, I apologize for that. Um,
And then, and what kind of skills do you requirements are necessary?
so for this position, you do need to have do need to be a registered nurse. We would like at least 3 to 5 years of experience. Not necessary clinical experience, but even if you were in a home health, or if you worked in a nursing facility, we would like someone that has a bachelor's degree. That is preferred. If you don't have a bachelor's degree but you have the experience, we will look at that as well.
Okay, this is a question on this first one that'll cover the next couple, I think. But people always want to know, what about benefits? What are the benefits that you can offer?
So we actually just started something that's going to start next week. Normally you would not be able to get benefits for a year, but starting as of next week, we are going to be able to offer health benefits. When open enrollment, I believe, starts in November 2nd, and during that time, you'll be able to, if you accepted a job with us, you would be able to get health benefits. We also offer we do weekly pay every Friday with direct deposit. We have a sign-on bonus, referral bonuses. We're very involved with our employees. We do employee of the month. We have employee luncheons. Football season, Big Ten is coming up again, so we go to a couple of football
Sure.
games and a couple of basketball games. We take all of our aides and nurses and family members to that. So we do a lot of things. We're very involved with our aides and nurses as far as that. But the one thing that we are excited about is that we are going to be able to offer benefits right away starting next week. So.
Okay, and what got my attention on there is the hourly pay. What do you want to point out about that? That certainly got my attention.
Oh, absolutely. Hourly pay is going to be $40 to $45 an hour for this position. You're also, again, that's going to be dependent on experience. You will also be reimbursed for mileage. If you don't want to drive your car and you want to drive our company car, you can do that, and you still will be reimbursed for mileage. So yeah,
Okay.
that's a pretty big deal because you will be travel. It is a travel job, so it right now we have a nurse doing a client here in Frankfurt, which is where I'm from. But it could be anywhere to an hour to 2 hours away as well. So do keep that in mind. You will be traveling for this position.
Okay, and I did have a question come in before we jump into the next job. Say, Thaya, what if I have an out-of-state license, a nursing license that's from out of state? How does that work?
If it's an out of state license, I believe for this position, I would actually have to check into that because normally
Sure.
for our in-home positions, you would have to have an in-state license. But since this is kind of more of a staffing side, I would have to look into that. That's a great question, and
Okay.
I can find out the answer. So if you want to contact me afterwards, I can have an answer for you.
Sure, sure. Okay, next position is the certified home health aide. So certified home health aide, kind of take us through what you're looking for there.
So certified home health aide, you do have to be certified. A lot of people miss that part. Um, for this particular position, you do have to be certified. We are looking for home health aides in Lafayette, Frankfurt, Crawfordsville, and the surrounding areas. We have days, overnights. We have a weekend op position available. We have what's called a set team member that's available. That's more of a leadership role. So we do have those. For this position, you do need to have at least a year's experience, and you're basically going to be going into the home and providing care for the client. Um, as far as maybe bathing, feeding, med reminders, transfers, helping them in and back out of the bathroom and things like that. We do require a high
Sure.
school diploma for this position as well, and also with a valid driver's license, car, and auto insurance. And the reason for that is because you will be transferring some patients. You may have to take them to a doctor's appointment. You may have to go to the grocery store for them. So we do require the valid driver's license with car and auto insurance for that position as well. And you also, must be able to lift, bend, twist, and lift up to 50 pounds without any restrictions. This position as well, we are offering benefits too. So we're actually going to be looking for full-time employees as well as part-time. I will tell you that full-time is going to get the priority because we are looking to have people who want to come in and work 40 hours a week. Again, you will be qualified for benefits as soon as you starting next week. So if that's something that you're looking for, a full-time job with benefits, we have that for you as well.
Okay. And the third position you want to talk about today is the registered or licensed practical nurse. So a registered nurse or an LPN, right?
LPN, correct.
Okay. So tell us about that.
So the registered nurse LPN, this is going to be more of your in-home healthcare. We are looking for a school nurse as well because our school is going to be starting back up in January, so we will need a nurse for that. It is a 7:30 to 3:30 Monday through Friday position. We are also looking for what's called an RN specialist. It's actually going to be a hybrid role. So the RN specialist is going to be out in the field, but you will also be helping and assisting our nurse case manager. We have one nurse case manager and she is very busy. So we're growing every day. So this is going to be a new position that we're going to be adding. We do have a full-time RN specialist, so we're adding another one. Again, this is going to be a hybrid role where they're going to be out in the field as well, working in the office, helping the nurse case manager with duties there, administrative research and things like that. Again, you need to have a license, at least a year's experience, pretty much the same as the nurses or aides and COVIDs, a driver's license, car, auto insurance, no restrictions as far as being able to lift or move. Again, we're going to be able to offer benefits with this position as well. I'm stressing that because we're really proud of that because initially we were not able to do benefits for a year. So, and we've had a lot of a lot of nurses say, hey, I need benefits sooner than a year. So this is why we are doing this for those who do want full-time or who are needing benefits right away. I also didn't point out that we have been employee of choice through Home Care Pulse for 3 years in a row, which is a big deal for us. And we are also Joint Commission accredited. which allows us to get the best aides and nurses. It's a very vigorous hiring process. So, and it's because of that, because we're proud of that. Not a lot of agencies can say that they have that accreditation.
Hey, Thaya, I got a question here on the pay range, which is listed there. Does that depend on shift differentials, or is it experience, or both?
It is depending on a little bit of both, and it also is depending on LPN and RN, which nursing license you have. So yeah, all of that is taken into consideration.
Okay, and I'm interested. So what do I need to do to apply? What should my next steps be?
So we would love for you to apply. You'd go to www.brightstarcare.com/Lafayette. There's a list of different jobs to apply for. Choose the job that you would like. Once you apply, it's hit straight to me. I can see it right away, and I will follow up with a phone call and go from there. You can also call me. Oops, sorry.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, you could also call me if you have more questions before applying. You can call me at 765-588-3043, or you can email me at thaya.starrett@brightstarcare.com.
Okay, I got another question in here that I think I'll probably ask everyone this morning. Anything you can speak to on the safety precautions? You know, a lot has changed in the last 6 months. Anything that you can comment on with safety?
Absolutely. That's one of our main goals, is to keep our clients and our aides and nurses safe. You will be provided with a full PPE kit for each home that you would go to. And that includes a mask, gloves, sanitizer, a gown when necessary. All of our aides and nurses are required to wear the PPE kit while they're in the home. We do have some clients who say, oh, no, you don't need to do that. But, you know, we always say it's for your safety, for our safety. Yes, we're going to do that. So, yeah, we do, again, as being part of the COVID crisis, and we take that into high consideration.
Okay. One more question before we move on, Thaya. Does BRIGHTSTAR provide training? Anything you can tell us about with training?
Yes, we do provide training, and we provide ongoing training. Before any aides or nurses sent out to their client, you will have what's called an orientation shift, where you go out, you're introduced by one of the set team members. They will introduce you to the client, give you an idea of what the routine is, their task, and that's your chance to ask any questions. And if you feel like that you need more, you can go out there as many times as you want before we send you out there. That's one of the things that we take pride in, because we do not, we don't want our clients to be surprised on who's coming. And that is one of our hiring processes, and BRIGHTSTAR processes is to make sure that you are introduced and trained before you go out to the client on your own.
Okay, Thaya, so it sounds like relationships are important, and also the culture that you're building right now at BRIGHTSTAR are a priority. So, hey, thanks for that. That was Thaya Starrett from BRIGHTSTAR. Thanks for your time this morning. We're going to move on to FTIC, their HR specialist, Susan Fairchild. Susan, good morning, and tell us a little bit about, we'll make sure we got you on. Tell us a little bit about FTIC.
Good morning, all. We are a Japanese-owned company. We are a Tier 1 supplier in the automotive field. We make body component parts for our customer.
And tell us a little bit about Jamestown. Where's Jamestown located, and anything else about the community that you want to mention?
Jamestown is located about 30 minutes west of Indianapolis. We are right off of Interstate 74. You can actually see the factory from the interstate. We are in just a small town. We have many people from town that does work here, so we're definitely community-based. Love helping out Jamestown and doing what we can for them.
Okay, we're going to talk about 5 different job opportunities this morning, I understand. This first one appears to be a stamping team member. So what can you tell us about a stamping team member and what you're looking for?
Yes, the stamping department for that position, there are 3 positions that you could potentially be doing in the stamping department. You could be running an overhead crane, lifting our dies in and out of the press. You could be offloading at the back of the press, or you could be a press operator. We are looking
Okay.
for, any individuals that are excited to come out and willing to work and learn. We have a great training center here at the factory, and we just want, somebody that's willing to, again, work and learn and come out, and we'll get them all trained up.
And looks like the experience is there. Looks like you're really looking for responsible people, and training will be available for this position, right? So somebody that's willing to put in the time. Sounds like training can be part of this position, right?
Correct. Before they even hit the floor, our new hires go through a 4-day training orientation, and then once they get out to the floor, they are paired up with a veteran team member that would work with them side by side until they get the grasp for the job.
Okay, tell us a little bit about benefits. I see the next part that we're going to touch. What would you like to point out on the benefits?
Yes, we have actually an excellent benefit program. Our insurance starts on day of hire for our team members and their families. I couldn't ask for any better insurance. We have, your typical health, dental, vision. We also offer our employees vacation and sick time. There's no waiting period for holiday pay. So as soon as you start, if you have a holiday within your first week, you're eligible for the holiday pay. We also have a 401k, and the company does do a match for that. A couple extra added on benefits that our team members are eligible for is a mileage reimbursement. So we pay our team members 10 cents a mile one direction to work every day that they come to work. And we also have an hourly attendance bonus for our team members as well.
Okay, talk about the hourly wage a little bit, and if you can also, I got a question that came in about the hours and the shifts, and if there's any shift differential pay. So you can talk about before we move on to the next position, if you can just touch on hours and shifts for this position, and then if that's tied into the hourly wage that's listed.
Okay. Yes, right now our team members are working anywhere from 40 to 47 hours a week. So we have, just enough overtime to give you a little, extra pay on your check. There is a shift premium of 80 cents if you're on second shift. So our starting wage is $15.55, and it can go up to $17.85 if you have up to 2 years experience in either a warehouse or a manufacturing environment.
And what are those, is it 2 different shifts, and what are those hours?
We do. We have 2 different shifts. Our first shift starts anywhere from 5 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. We do have staggered start times because of COVID, and our second shift start time is anywhere from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., and it does the same.
Okay, so that is the stamping team member. That's the first of 5. Next one, what do you want to tell us about the robotic welding team member? I know here at DWD we do some work with youth in robotics, which is becoming a really growing field. So robotic welding team member, tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, for this position you would be in a cell. You'd either be working alone in your process or potentially have another operator in your cell with you, and your responsibility is putting parts in the robot, and once you get it secured in there, there are buttons you press and a light curtain will come down and the robot will weld that part, and you take the part out and put it into another robot within your cell, and you just keep continuing that process until you have a finished part.
Very interesting. And then looks like skills, looks like kind of similar, just people that have a high school diploma or GED, and then also some manufacturing and stamping experience is important. And also these positions are also available on that first and second shift, right? Can you talk, any
Correct,
training
yes.
come with this?
It does. We have the same training program as what we do for stamping for the welding team member. You'll go through our in-class orientation and then go out to the fundamental skills room where you will get hands-on experience in a controlled environment. And so you're in there for 2 days, and then once you go out to the floor, you will be paired up with someone that's been here for a while. One good thing about our positions is that we train on every position. We have people coming right out of high school that has never worked in manufacturing before to, somebody, a mom that has been, not working for the last 20 years because they're raising their kids and come out and get hired on and do an excellent job.
Well, good. Thanks for adding that. And as we look at the next position, I noticed that the hourly wage was the same there as the first one and this third one we're going to talk about, a fork truck tugger operator. Tell us about that. And then I guess I want to ask you a question kind of starting out with, do you like to kind of cross-train people so they can do a variety of jobs here? It looks like your requirements are very similar, which is interesting, and they come with some training. So are there people that you want to cross-train as well?
Right now, we don't cross-train from department to department. You are cross-trained within your department, so you can run, multiple cells. If you're in welding, or if you're in stamping, you can run the overhead crane or operate or unload. So within your own department, there's multiple positions that you are cross-trained for. Okay,
good. So tell us a little bit about the fork truck tugger operator. Anything special you want to point out on this position?
No, this is part of our shipping, receiving, and conveyance department. So you are conveying parts to the welding department, either raw goods or finished goods. If you're on the dock, you would be on a fork truck, or if you're, conveying the parts, it is a tugger. So for those of you people that doesn't know what a tugger is, I explain it as like one of the mall cops, like one of the segways that they ride, and you're pulling carts back behind it.
Interesting. So it sounds like you're a technology forward operation there with robotics and what you just described. So that's very cool. And that also is the same hourly wage. Sounds like the first three positions kind of have the same basic wage, and that there's also first and second shift availability. And you're looking for people that you can come in and train. So next we're going to look at a machine maintenance position. This looks like this probably gets a little more specific with some training, right? Or not with some training, with some experience. So tell us a little bit about the machine maintenance position.
Yes, with our machine maintenance position, you would be either on the robotic welding side or on the stamping side. So you're designated to one specific area that's your expertise on. So we would get you all trained up on PLCs and the different things that you need to know to successfully home out a robot, or if something within them breaks, that you would be able to fix it or fix the press.
Okay, good. And then it looks like an hourly wage there that can vary a little bit, but looks like you're also paying for that experience, right?
Correct, we are. And with this position, you're also eligible for the mileage reimbursement and for the hourly attendance bonus as well. Okay.
And that mileage reimbursement is interesting. I've never heard of just being reimbursed to drive to work. Am I understanding that correct?
Correct.
That's pretty cool. So, okay, the last position, a die maintenance technician. I assume this one also comes, you're seeking some experience. So tell us a little bit about this job and what you're looking for.
Yes, with this position, our die maintenance team members would be able to fix any of the dies that would happen to break. So you need experience in knowing how to weld, MIG and TIG, and also experience, running some machines like lathes, surface grinders. Definitely, get your hands dirty in this position, because you are climbing into the press, here and there to fix the part, fix the die, or we would take the die out and you would use the overhead crane to bring it over to your area to work on it.
Okay, and looks like the wage range there is, I assume, based a little bit on experience and also a little bit about shift differential. Does that sound right?
Correct. So this wage here is just for your experience, and then if you would happen to go to second shift, you would get an additional 80 cents on the hour on top of this wage.
Okay, so looks like lots of opportunity there, particularly somebody that's just kind of getting, wants to get it started and willing to learn and all that. So it sounds like there's some training. So I did have a couple questions come in. Can you describe the training that you provide for new hires? Talk a little bit about that process and how long it lasts.
Yes. So when you first start, your first 2 days is an in-class training. So you're in there. We're teaching you about, stamping, welding, just the different processes that goes through there. You learn different key Japanese words that would be, very helpful in your line of work. Like if you're in conveyance, you would learn about, how to learn about Kanbans and how the system moves within the company. So once your 2 days are done in the classroom orientation, then you do move to the fundamental skills room. And this is where you work one-on-one with our trainers. So we have a trainer for each department for welding, stamping, and conveyance. And so you would work one-on-one, learning the basic skills that you would need to know before you hit the floor. And you're in this for two days.
Okay, and Susan, I'm interested. So what do I do next? What's my first move as soon as today's program is over? So what do I do next?
Yes, for anybody that's interested, if they want to give us a call here at the factory, they can either ask for Mike Elmore or myself, and we can would love to talk to them about the openings and their experience and background. We can get them set up with an interview and can get them started.
Excellent, excellent. And I did have a question on that. I got a question here. What if somebody has applied before, say several months or even a year or longer ago? Should they start over again and start from scratch? What should they do?
Yes, if they have applied prior, please have them to reach out to us, and we can go through the rehire process and application process to continue to moving them forward. Okay,
and before I let you go, Susan, I do got one more question. Talk about career. Can you talk just a second about career progression? Is there advancement opportunities for new hires that come in?
Yes, there is. That's one thing we like to pride ourselves on is from promoting within. We have several people that are up in management that have started out on the floor as just a normal team member, and they have moved up from team member to team lead to supervisor to even assistant manager for their given department. So we love to promote within. If you want to come in and have the attitude that you want to grow with the company, we will do everything that we can to help you accomplish your goals.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for that, Susan. That was Susan Fairchild. She's the HR specialist with FTIC, and lots and lots of opportunities, as you have just heard, at FTIC, including some training and some opportunities for new hires, people willing to come in and train to get started. So thanks for that, Susan. Next up is SMX Staffing and Heartland Automotive. So in Lafayette, next up is Jasmine Washington. She is the recruiting manager with SMX Staffing, and today we're going to talk about Heartland Automotive. Good morning, Jasmine. Tell us a little bit about Heartland Automotive.
Good morning. So Heartland Automotive is a subcontractor for Subaru. They assemble the doors and the dashboards. It is a very fast-paced, repetitive type of work environment. However, it is entry-level, so they have a dojo, everything set up within the facility, and it's on-the-job training.
Okay, and you're going to, and tell us where's this located?
So Heartland is actually located in Lafayette, Indiana. It is on 350. It's a little out there. If you're familiar with the area, the easiest way to explain it is it's maybe about a mile out from that Walmart on 350. So.
Okay, and I assume your employees come from a pretty good range of area around?
Right. We have employees come from Monticello, Delphi, Logansport, Frankfurt. We have people come from everywhere. Yes.
Okay, now you're going to talk. Let's talk about jobs. You're going to talk about just multiple openings, right? And a
Right.
variety of positions. What do you want folks to hear today? And then at the end, we'll tell them what they need to do next. So tell us a little bit about what you're looking for, looking to hire.
Okay. So Heartland actually, their openings are from day to day. And what I mean by that is I could have a open position in our shipping and receiving department today. But then tomorrow I could have like an opening on the assembly line. I could have an opening indoors. So we have just a multiple amount of positions that we hire for and departments. So I'll go into a little bit more detail about the departments that they have. So the dashboards, we call them IPs, the instrument panels, is one department that we have. And pretty much that is an assembly line type of position. There are 12 stations that kind of go down within that position to create literally from the dashboard from scratch. Each position within that assembly line, they have less than 60 seconds to get their job complete in that station. So although Heartland is very entry level, it is very, very fast paced. They start from the welding department. That's more so machine operation for the weld department. They make the metal beam. The metal beam then gets sent to the IP line. It goes down through those 12 stations. We also have our shipping and receiving department. We run on a JIT system. So for those who don't know, JIT is just in time. Anything that's being made within that facility has already been purchased. And Subaru is just waiting for their shipment to start making the cars. So JIT has a lot to do with sequencing. We typically look for someone that has forklift experience for our JIT. The IPs, there is a lot of heavy lifting. You have to be able to lift up to 50 pounds in order to be placed in a JIT position. We have our doors department. So everything that has to do with the doors, the armrests, down to just the simple buttons, even like the leather finish that you're putting on the doors, installation, all of that good stuff. They have several different positions, even within the doors department. So they have quality control inspectors, they have material handlers, they have assembly line workers. So that would be our doors department. We also have receiving, and receiving is more so obviously just kind of taking in the orders that we get for Heartland, and then putting, how do I say, like different parts in their department. So a lot of material handling. We have closed mold.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And we have closed mold, and so that is machine operation. So we have closed mold and we have injection mold. Those are both machine operation types of positions. A closed mold pretty much you are working two machines at once. So you're pressing the leather finish onto that really nice dashboard. And the injection mold is then just making the plastic pieces to the doors, to the dashboards. And again, your operating machine. But that's pretty much what we hire for and we look for out at Heartland. Everything is very simple. It's just it's very fast-paced type of work.
Okay, and then let's talk a little bit about anything you want to point out. I see a background check and drug test. Anything else you want to point out there for skills and experience before we jump into benefits?
Like I said, it is entry level. The way their training program is set up is they have a completely different room where they have trainers, and it's called a dojo is what we call it. where they're going in and they're showing them what each line is doing, and then they will then train them on their job in specific. We get students who have graduated out of high school, kind of going back to what others have said, people from like the food industry. So as far as skill set, as long as you are ready to learn and work, Heartland will pour all of their knowledge into you.
Okay, well put.
Right.
And then also, what about, what do you want to point out for benefits? See a $300 sign-on bonus. What can you tell us about benefits? What do you want to point out here?
Okay. Yeah, so we offer the paid training. We also do weekly paychecks as well. Medical, dental, and vision benefits are available immediately to our associates. They do have a trial period before they have to, they have a period before they're no longer eligible to apply for those benefits. So literally you get out there, you come work for us today, you get out there, you can sign up for benefits your first day. You have to sign up for benefits within your first 30 days of working for us, or at that point you would need to wait for the next enrollment date. Now, Heartland has actually changed their $300 sign-on bonus to a $1,000 attendance bonus. And this was actually something that was changed yesterday, so this is really great. Pretty much, as long as you have perfect attendance within your first 30, 60, 90 days, they will then split up bonuses for you. So within your first 30 and 60 days, you get a $250 bonus. Once you've hit your 90 days, you get a $500 bonus, which is really great, especially with the holidays coming up and everything.
Sure.
And then they also do a travel bonus. I know that was mentioned before, but they do a 75-cent travel bonus as long as you are traveling within or without, as far out as a 25-mile radius from the facility.
Okay, I was going to ask, I had a question come in about the travel bonus. So that is literally paying for you to drive to work.
Right.
Okay. Hey, a couple questions before we get into the application process. Anything, are there different shifts and hours, and what can you speak about that?
Yes, so right now we're hiring for all shifts. We have first, second, and third. First shift is 6 to 2:30, so 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Second shift is 4:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. And third shift is 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. I will let everyone know that they do a lot of mandatory overtime. So I like to tell everyone, expect 10 to 12-hour shifts daily. They also have, and they're based off of Subaru's schedule. So if Subaru is working a Saturday, then Heartland works a Saturday. So there are occasional mandatory Saturdays as well. And
a question on the temp to hire, does that vary, or is there a general timeline that an average that you can speak to? How long does that take?
Yes. So our goal is to get everyone hired on full time. Once you have hit your 90 days of working with us, you are then eligible to go full time. Now, with that being said, if you were to get a leadership position, Heartland could then hire you on full time even before the 90 days. A lot of growth and advancement within Heartland. They do like to hire and promote within. We've had people start off as production associates, and then we've had that same production associate end up being an HR manager, plant manager. So they definitely do hire within. It is preferred within that company.
Okay, Jasmine, and can you speak to safety? What can you tell us about safety?
Safety, so right now they are hiring, well, they actually hired an RN who stays, and she does temperature checks before they get into the facility, and then whenever she check, they're provided with PPE, so masks, hand sanitizer, even gloves, depending on, what it is that you're doing. And they've even broken down and had more lunch breaks scheduled so that not a whole group of people are in the same area all at the same time. And they've even arranged their lunchroom as far as like shielding, workers from each other. So everyone's separated, 6 feet apart, and they are following that safety protocol.
Okay, thanks, Jasmine. I'm interested, what should I do next? When we're done today, what should my next steps be?
So we actually take walk-ins and we do online applications as well. So for those of you who, because I know I have a lot of people who they would like to just come in and apply, you can do that, or you can go to our website. It's apply.smjobs.com, and we have several offices. So to apply with the Lafayette office in specific, you will need to enter in the job code 7T5S. And then just from there, submit your application. We go through the applications that have been submitted on a daily process. And so we would then just give you a call and we can schedule you your interview.
Good. Jasmine, before I do let you go, I do got a couple more questions that have come in. One talks about the training. It says, how many hours of training is provided before I'm expected to know my job? Anything you can speak to there?
Yeah, so Heartland actually provides each associate 40 hours of training. After those 40 hours, you are then given the standardized work instructions that you are to sign off on. That's just stating that you understand your position, what your position entails, and the expectations at that point forward. So yes, 40 hours of training.
Okay, and then last question is, what are background requirements? Background check was on there, so what are your background requirements?
So Heartland is very background friendly. They will accept misdemeanors, accept violent or sexual. They will accept felonies, accept burglary, theft, violent or sexual crimes. If one were to be charged with any of those, they would just need to meet a 4-year disposition date. Once that 4-year disposition date is up, Heartland would then consider their application.
Okay, so I think that's all we have for you right now. Jasmine, thanks for that. Thanks for taking us through. Sounds like there's a range of opportunities that changes literally day to day. So if you're interested, get in touch, get in there, or send it in online. Your phone number's there. And then I think part of what you do is match them up with something to meet their interests, their skill sets, their time availability, and you'll go from there. So it sounds like there's some work and counseling on your end as well. So, okay, well, thanks for that. And again, that was Jasmine Washington with Heartland Automotive. And next up, we're going to hear from TrueFlex, Amy Dixon. Amy's the regional HR manager for TrueFlex. Amy, good morning. There she is. And Amy, can you tell us, I want to make sure you're unmuted.
Unmute. There we go.
Now you're good to go. Tell us a little bit about TrueFlex. Sounds like you've been around for a while.
Yeah, TrueFlex started here in West Lebanon in 1962, manufacturing metal gas can spouts and heavy-duty truck exhaust systems. In 1995, we began making metal hydrofoamed bellows for diesel truck systems, which is really the core of our business now. And we obtained our first major patent in 2005, and we now hold over 30 patents for bellows and related products. We have our main location is here in West Lebanon. We have about 115 employees here, which is where we manufacture the corrugated exhaust bellows. And anyone that might be on the call that's in close proximity to Lebanon, please note that West Lebanon is located in Warren County, about 10 miles from the Illinois state line. We also have a small manufacturing facility in Attica where we still manufacture the interlock hose that our company was founded on. We have about 20 employees there. That's in northern Fountain County. And then our corporate offices are in Indianapolis with about 15 employees.
Okay, so Amy, I want to ask you before we jump into these the jobs. What do you guys make? What would I know? Is there anything I would buy, or can you share with us what are the products here?
So the exhaust bellow on a either over-the-road semi-truck, or we also supply parts for buses, for bus lines. So those are the exhaust bellows that help with emissions that are coming out of those vehicles.
Okay, excellent. So that helps me at least put it into perspective of something visual. So thanks for that. So we're going to talk about 3 positions today, I understand, right? So this first one is a manufacturing associate. Tell us a little bit about that job and what you're looking for.
So this is an entry-level position. There's no previous experience required. Incumbents in these positions typically are working in an assembly cell with 3 to 4 other employees. They would need to have the flexibility to move around to different assembly cells. So within each of those cells, there are several different jobs. We do try to do as much cross-training as we can within the cell. But additionally, if those employees have the flexibility to learn other cells and have that ability to move around, that's a great deal of help, you know, when we're having to deal with staffing shortages, which we are certainly dealing with.
And then what about what kind of experience? It says no previous experience required. Are you looking for people that are responsible and that you can train?
Absolutely. You know, somebody that's willing to learn, come to work every day, be here prepared, ready to work. Previous experience isn't required. It is helpful. We have found that sometimes when people come in, if they have no previous experience, they don't always work out. But just having, you know, a basic understanding of the manufacturing process, again, previous experience in manufacturing and knowledge of lean manufacturing would be an ideal candidate. They must be able to lift 40 pounds. And while we do have expectations for the volume of work that's produced in a day, we're not a fast-paced environment. It is a kind of a slow-paced environment, and safety and quality are definitely our top priorities.
Okay, looks like you got a lot of things listed on the benefits side here. What do you want to point out on the benefits?
Kind of your standard, I guess. You know, we offer 2 different medical plans, so employees would be able to choose from 2 different plans. They're both high deductible health plans. They also have a health savings account. So if you elect one of the health plans, you would open up a health savings account, and the company will put funds into that account for you that you can use for any IRS approved medical expenses. Also, vision and dental plan, basic and voluntary life and accidental death and dismemberment. Our short and long-term disability plans are paid for by the company, so everybody gets that benefit. Hospital indemnity, along with employee assistance program, tobacco cessation programs. We're on about, I think, year 3 of our wellness program, so we offer blood draws, you know, for a full panel of your blood work each year. That will also get you a reduced premium for your medical plan for the following year. 401k with company match, and you will start earning vacation immediately, and you'll be eligible for paid personal time after 90 days of employment.
Amy, I got a question here about the shift in hours. Can you touch on that?
Yes, actually for this position, we have both first and second shift openings available. First shift is 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. with a 1-hour lunch. Second shift is 3 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. with a 30-minute meal break, and the second shift does carry a 65-cent shift premium.
Okay, next up we're going to look at a material handler. Looks like it's about the same wage. Tell us a little bit about the material handler, what you're looking for.
Actually, it's very similar to what Susan described earlier. You know, they would be operating a forklift or a tugger, and she did an excellent job of describing the tugger, if anyone's not aware. They would, you know, use the forklift or tugger to move parts or finished goods throughout the facility. This position may also be required to perform some order filling and checking duties. 6 months of previously related experience is required for either a manufacturing or in a logistics role. High school diploma. A current forklift certification is not required at the time of hire, but if we did hire someone that had previous experience and didn't have a current certification, satisfactory completion of an operator training program is required.
Okay,
benefits are
and
the same. I don't think I mentioned.
sure.
Benefits are effective the first of the month following date of employment.
Okay, good to know. And so you're looking for somebody that has done this before when they come in. Next up is the packaging and shipping. It's in that area. What can you tell us about folks that you're looking for there and what kind of experience? What's the job do?
Okay. This position, they would be responsible for supporting the packaging and shipping department and ensuring that customer requirements are met. Some of our customers have different requirements on how their items are packaged and shipped to them, so they would have to, make sure that they follow those standards and also meet our quality standards with regard to those those customers' expectations. No previous experience is required, but it is of course helpful. And again, basic understanding of basic manufacturing is a plus. Attention to detail and problem-solving skills for this position are a must, and they must be able to lift up to 40 pounds. We only have a few opportunities open for this position. We do have several opportunities. I'll back up a little bit to the manufacturing associate. We do have several opportunities available on both first and second shift for the manufacturing associate. This position will be first shift only.
Okay, and that was one of the questions that came in was about the shift. So, hey, before we get into how to apply, what can you add about safety?
So I assume you're asking about in terms of COVID.
Sure.
We had we typically, we had a outside service providing our janitorial services, and they were only here for a couple of hours a week. So we have most recently hired 2 full-time custodians that are doing an excellent job of keeping our facility clean, keeping the bathrooms clean after each break, and after each meal break, they're wiping down, all of the tables and, doorknobs and everything in the break room. We are also asking employees to several times a day wipe down their work areas, and of course encouraging hand washing and social distancing, all of those things that the CDC has been telling us to do for months. In the assembly cells, like I said, we would be working with 3 or 4 other individuals, and while there is an opportunity to space out somewhat within those cells, in those areas you would be a little bit closer to your fellow employees. So we're doing everything we can, again, to wipe down surfaces, anything that people are touching, which is all day long, to make sure that those surfaces are clean.
Okay, and a question here about advancement. What can you talk about with advancement? Are there advancement opportunities?
Yes, we always advance from within whenever possible. We do also offer after 1 year of employment, employees would be eligible for a tuition reimbursement program. So, that if there was another position within the company, maybe they wanted to work in accounting or in engineering, they would be eligible for the tuition reimbursement program. And, like I said, we always hire from within whenever possible. And one of the gaps that we have are, candidates that have leadership skills. So if you have some leadership skills or past experience with some leadership, you would be an ideal candidate for us.
Okay, and I'm interested. What do I need to do? What should I do to apply?
So you'll just go out to our website, tru-flex.com, and in the banner you'll see a careers link, and click on careers, and there you will see a listing of all of our positions that are open. I think I mentioned earlier, we do have some additional positions that we had posted since I put this presentation together. So if you go out there, you'll see the 3 I've talked about, including a separate listing for the second shift position for manufacturing associates. But we also have listed quality control packaging technician, and a sales and applications engineer, which would be located in our Indianapolis office, and that position does require an engineering or engineering technology degree. If you're interested in more than one of the positions that we have open, you really only need to apply for one. Any interviews that we're conducting, we're really considering people for all the positions that we have open. But if there's one in particular that you're more qualified for, that you're more interested in, apply for that one, but we'll most certainly consider you for all the positions that we have available.
Okay, well, thanks, Amy. Sounds like lots of opportunity there. Good place to get started. Good place for somebody with some experience that's looking to grow. So let's get. We're at the top of the hour right now, and I am going to. I'm going to bring. Let's run around the horn real quick and for some final comments. Again, lots of great job opportunities. You guys all did a great job. I'm going to run around the horn if folks are still with us. Saya Sterrett, are you still there with BRIGHTSTAR? Any final words?
I am. Not really. Just the other companies mentioned promotion from within, and we are very big on promotion from within as well. A lot of we have set team members. Again, that's a leadership role. They do field positions, and they also come into the office and learn the office part of it. That's a big thing that we as a company do as well. And then as far as benefits, one thing I did forget to mention, I don't know how, is that we also offer 2 raises a year, so which a lot of agencies don't do that. So you're qualified for raises in April and October. And we have therapy. We do have other positions available too, therapists, PCAs, which you don't have to have a certification. For PCA, we do offer an HHA class after 3 months. So if they want to further their AIDE skills, they can. We pay for them to take a class to become HHA certified.
Good. So you are working with them for that to reach that goal. So, well, thanks. That's Saya Sterrett with BRIGHTSTAR and Susan Fairchild. Susan, are you still with us? Any closing comments?
Yes, I'm still here. We are, definitely excited to talk with anybody that is interested in, learning some new skills or getting back in the work field. We have great benefits, pay increases every 6 months until you hit top out. Hourly attendance bonus that you get. We're excited and ready to get some awesome people to come out and help us out on the floor.
Excellent. Again, that's Susan Fairchild with FTIC. Jasmine Washington with Heartland Automotive. Jasmine, you still with us? Any final comments?
Yeah, I am. I just wanted to thank everyone for giving me the opportunity to speak. Our office is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So if anyone is interested in applying, I can help them in person. Just make sure that you are wearing a mask. Otherwise, I'm just glad that I was able to be here.
Great. Hey, thanks, Jasmine, and great job today. And you just heard from her, but back one more time from TrueFlex, Amy Dixon. Amy, any final comments from you?
Yeah, we are looking to fill these positions as quickly as possible. I have been doing interviews. I did several interviews last week, and that resulted in several job offers being extended, some of those on the same day. So if you're ready to start work right away, we're ready to talk to you and try to get you in here as quickly as possible.
Great, and that was Amy Dixon with TrueFlex. And again, thanks to all of you for bringing these job opportunities forward and taking your time this morning to kind of walk through the process. And with that, I'm going to bring back Roger Feldhaus. Roger, are you still on?
I'm still here.
We see you if you are. Yeah, there he is. There's Roger. And Roger, again, this lots of great jobs, a lot of excitement. And again, I think we need to thank you for bringing these opportunities forward for all those interested.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And for those who are seeking jobs, you can get any help that you may need by going to the Work One website in this part of Indiana. That would be workonewestcentral.org. That's workonewestcentral.org. You can get an appointment to talk with one of our career counselors or case managers, or you can tie into some virtual workshop or remote counseling session if you'd like, because you do need an appointment in order to meet one-on-one with a person in person. So we're here to help you. And you're right, Bob. These are great opportunities, and it's good to see the employers like these who are making those opportunities available and are providing pay and benefits that are commensurate with those requirements. So we're grateful to be a part of this partnership.
Well, great, Roger, and I think a good reminder there is for all those on the line today. Get to know your Work One office, and there's going to be one near you. I think we have 85 of those throughout the state, and I think they're spread out throughout Region 4. Roger, how many Work One offices do you have in Region 4?
We have 4, one in Kokomo, Lafayette, Peru, and Logansport.
Okay, great. So again,
we can
go
meet
ahead.
with we can meet with people in surrounding counties. Yeah, if there's a need to, if there's difficulty getting transportation, we can come to you. We can meet you in some central location, like in Crawfordsville or Frankfort or Monticello, for example. Yeah.
Well, I do know customer service is a top priority for our Work One offices and the Work One network. So again, that's Roger Feldhaus, our Region 4 leader. Thanks so much for putting this together today. And with that, just a final reminder that today's program is being recorded. And so about this time tomorrow, you'll get a link to the recording. So with that, we're going to conclude today's program. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thank you.